Hello and welcome to the Ryuki discussion. I'm gonna say like one line out of this. That's my jump joke for the intro. Aki.
Hi. Hi. How?
You're also supposed Aki, name, pronouns, and where people can find you.
Okay, Arky Daydem, Hamatonori on Twitter. You guys know me, I like Kiva. Yeah.
Will.
Nice. Will justifies underscore on Twitter. I go by Will. Any variation of the name Will. Pronouns are anything you want, baby.
Yosh.
That's me. Hi, I used to be Saya Enterprise Austria, but now I'm Kamen because that ad is way cooler. He, him. Yeah, that's me. Hi.
And Bear.
Hi, I'm Ghia. My name, she, they, it, victims of love. I shitpost. No!
That's like the one thing Oh my gosh. Okay. Well, there goes monetization for this stream.
Guys, I think I fixed my chair by falling on it.
Sorry for being loud. I was trying to eat my microphone, but anyway. Welcome to the Ryuki discussion. Ryuki's pretty okay. Okay, well, you can take over.
Okay, so Ryuki is a lovely show about morality, the complexity of it, and how one can waver constantly or not. Uh, you put me on spot. I'm panicking.
I can take
But
if you want.
you go
Oh.
first. I need a
Someone
second.
said. Wait. Someone just said that. Marcus, we can't hear them. Is this real?
It's okay. I turned you guys up. Oh wait, are you
Okay,
sure?
awesome.
Testing 1 2 3. Testing. Oh,
Testing.
hold on. Hold on.
Uh-oh. Oh my
Hold on.
god.
I just realized. Okay. Maybe I should start while I here. So I guess I'll talk while I figure this out. So
It's not demonetized? So the stream is not demonetized?
Oh, my leg hurts so bad. Fuck.
So anyway,
Oh my god.
a little bit of production backstory when it comes to Kamen Ryuki. I do have like a 2.5 hour Kamen Ryuki history with all this, but basically, some bad things happened around the year 2001, all around the world, and so. Shinichiro Shirokuro, the producer for that time, wanted to make something different for the Kamen Rider series since Agito and Kuga were very, how should I put this? Different. I mean, samey, not different. That's the complete opposite I had. But anyway, yeah, so with that, Shirokuro did want to make a different kind of Kamen Rider for more people to enjoy. And that's how Kamen Rider Yuki came about. So, was it good? I don't think so. But, but I guess that's what this discussion is for. We'll say something.
Hello, can you? I hope I'm being I'm audible now. Do you actually not like Ryuki? Wait, I did not know this.
Well, I thought that was a known thing where I'm known to not like Ryuki.
I thought it was a bit.
Yeah,
Oh
it's
my
hard to
god.
tell with you, Marcos.
Okay.
I also want to
Oh, wow.
ask, can chat hear you guys?
Oh, Gears Online. Oh
Oh
my god.
Ghia, my beloved.
The dear is finally joining us.
I'm gonna wait until chat answers to see if they can hear you guys. So yeah, I shouldn't say I don't like Riki. It's more like I think it's okay, but okay to the point where like, how I don't even know how to put this, but like the people who really like Ryuki absolutely love Ryuki to death that I've seen, and the thing is, I think it becomes over adamant to the point where I'm like, okay, I'll just take a step back and I'll say Ryuki's okay. I get the themes, I get the messages, I get what it's going for, and that's about it. That's cool. That's cool. That's Trill. That's Pog. That's awesome.
Okay. Actually, respect that. Honestly, I get it.
I don't.
Listen, what the fuck?
No, I'm joking.
First
Ew.
conflict.
Oh my god, Ghia Gilly!
Yeah!
Yeah. Oh my god. The man
Ghia
himself.
Gilly.
Are y'all live? Is this
We're
live?
live,
Yeah.
live, live.
Yeah.
Yeah!
Live.
Hi,
Good
chat. I
morning!
just woke up.
Good
Oh
job.
my god.
Well, Gil, take over. I'm gonna play Magic.
What the fuck?
This is-
What?
Oh my
Okay.
god.
Okay.
Uh,
Hey,
we can
hello,
put
people of the
Liz.
internet. My name is Ghia.
Yosatsu. Wow, we're making the spin-off
Oh,
channel
yeah.
now. But I'll take over. I think Ryuki is a beautiful show. I spent my entire morning actually watching the show instead of going to my art classes, because I feel like Ryuki is such a phenomenal piece of writing that I wanted to kind of be able to remember what it was about. I feel like it beautifully captures the morality of humanity, how every person can be different, how there's people like even like a Sakura who, even though he is comically evil, there's like still this slight bit of humanity in him, which is really fun to see. And I also really like how Ren and Shinji have very similar arcs of them wavering, but it's in a different direction. Where you see Shinji is a character who thinks he knows what he has to fight for. I mean, he doesn't even want to fight. To be fair, I don't know if you guys can hear my dog kind of like yawn. I hope you
No, it's
can't.
fine. It's fine.
uh, but like Shinji has this arc about him thinking he already knows, oh, we just need to stop the fighting. But then over time, he's like, am I wrong about this? While Ren's like, I have to fight. There's no other option, which is really fun to see. Somebody else continue. I don't wanna take over the Marcos video.
Okay. So I can take it if no one else is going to.
Go on.
My bad.
Bless you.
Okay. That was a cough.
I
But
don't
it was
Okay.
bless you.
Okay. I think Ryuki is one of my favorite seasons of Ride I've seen so far, and I think it managed to capture the humanity of the character's story it tells on a really special aspect that I don't think many other rider shows managed to do. I think the dynamics every character
Uh,
has with each other and the contrast they managed to start, like the contrast they managed to show with each other, is really cool. Uh, Someone else take a long go.
Also, I want to make sure everything's okay. Sorry, I'm on a different computer, which is why I don't have everything set up, so I hope that this is okay. But thank you for the donation. I'm a big fan of mirror sounds. I'm not. That's one thing I didn't like about Ryuki. Ha ha
Shut
ha
up, nerd.
You
You're
didn't like
Well,
the
weak-minded.
this
sound?
is
Wait,
1 hour of mirror noise before falling asleep.
ha.
true,
I sure
true.
do.
What? Marcos, do you not like the sound design of Ryuki?
Not
No,
not at all. Like the henshin sounds, the general sounds. I think even the ambience is a little like
Wait,
boring.
where is it?
Marcos, that's why you lame.
And oh my god, Aki don't. Aki don't.
The Ryuki sound effects were created in a cave with a box of scraps, and it's the best thing ever.
It is.
Yo,
I
yo,
agree.
Marcos.
Hey, what's up?
Oh, this motherfucker bought the V belt.
I-
The fucking V buckle.
I couldn't hear that, but I'm gonna assume it's something Ryuki related. So I'm gonna
Yes,
say,
it's
It's the
driver.
belt.
oh,
Uh, speaking of the Ryuki sound, since also Ghia is here now, I want to point out
oh,
how
thank you for
now,
the
especially now with the
donation.
rewatch. Ooh, donation, love you
The
guys.
Ryuki guys.
Yeah, speaking of sound design, Ghia, like I was like a long time ago, pointed out to me that like one of the ballading that plays every time like a combat starts sounds a lot like Pokemon music, and during the rewatch, I could not help but see it. It really is like a Pokemon fight, and I cannot stop.
Ryuki has the best fight track that plays like once an episode, and it's stuck in my head at all times.
It's a really funny track, and I love it a lot.
What?
You know what
I
I
think
love about Ryuki?
what?
What?
It can be heavily argued that like shows have like their main four writers. Like Build, Cross, Grease, and Rogue, and then you have other shows where it's debatable or the fourth. And I know for a lot of people consider the fourth in this show to be like Tezuka maybe.
Do
but I
they?
consider it to be Oja because
Oh,
Oja
is
is
it
there like
Oja?
basically the entire time,
I
and
agree.
Yeah, I
I
thought
I
it was
think
Oja too.
I think it's so interesting that this show could have someone like Oja be the fourth, which like considering his personality, his suit, just everything, he's more of like a textbook evil writer, but he's
Mm-hmm.
still constantly one of the main four protagonists that's constantly with them. And not only that, not only is he a main four writer, but he never gets redeemed either. You know,
Yeah,
everyone likes to complain about the modern writer redemption arcs and whatnot. And it's so
Mm-hmm.
funny to me that like they had a fake out for him, which I think is so good. They had a fake out redemption
yeah, they had
for
that too. I think during
for
the show.
Oja,
Yeah,
where
I
they
think.
thought he was gonna get better, but he just doesn't. And the lesson of the
Yeah,
episode is that he sucks.
yeah, that's a
That
part
was
of his charm for
so good
sure.
though.
The
It's
thing about
so
OJ is
good.
that the thing about OJ is that I think his inclusion definitely adds to the charm of Ryuki a lot because in Ryuki you have this moral alignment you could say where you have Shinji who's basically pure good and you have OJ which is which is basically pure evil and seeing these two fight and also Shinji trying to redeem him and OJ not giving any fuck about that is what makes it so charming because you see all the time Shinji gets shot down by Ojo or most of the people around him like Kidoka, but he still doesn't give up. And he still managed to somewhat make others around him a better person and he doesn't give up trying no matter what. That's
Mhm.
what Ojo on that regard actually adds a lot to Ryuki. And I think that's why he managed to actually fill out the quaternary quarter.
Also, Oja just as a villain has done something that I don't think has been really done again in Writer. And that's actually being smart. Remember when Ren was like, "Hey Oja, I need you to kill Ryuki for me because I don't want to do it," and he was like, "Okay." So he was like, "Oh, Ryuki, fight me," and then Ryuki goes to transform, and then he just comes up from behind and hits him in the side with a fucking bar pipe.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Sure,
Yeah.
that's what makes it just so
How come
fun.
nobody else does that? He's a genius.
I'm just really enjoying that. I got like he's actually really fun. And oh my god, Filipino from my background. 1 second, but he's a really fun villain
Oh my
because
god.
my mom is listening to Filipino shows. But OJ's fun because exact for the reason he said he is smart enough to be a threat. Like he's not just like some guy's like I'm gonna beat you up with my rider powers. He hits him with a fucking I remember I can swear now. He hits him with a
Hit him with
fucking metal pipe
pipe.
when he can. He beats the shit out of them in and out of suit. He doesn't give a shit. He just wants to destroy their
It's
lives.
so funny that like after that, Ren had like the shock on his face and was like, "I know you're gonna kill him, but like you didn't need to do that."
Exactly. And I had a discussion with like a random coworker that apparently had watched Ryuki that he didn't like Oja, and I do see how like on a surface level Oja can look really boring. Like he's just evil because he's evil and he wants to be evil. But I feel like there's a lot more
I
nuance
don't know,
when
bro.
you think of Oja.
But
I
there's
think like
villains
yeah,
like that are kind of low key the best ones to me.
mm,
Um,
I agree.
I-
It
yeah,
can be fun. Oh
um,
Like it depends on how you like your
yeah.
villains, I guess. I
Hmm.
know everyone likes to have a villain that's like complex and this cool backstory and then sympathetic and deep motivations, but whatnot. But I think there is such enjoyment factor out of the guy that wants to fuck shit up for no real reason
um,
aside
I
from just
agree.
loving it.
yeah, it definitely makes Ojo such a likable character, especially considering like the themes and what Riki goes for. Because for having a main rider who's like basically pure good, who wants to stop the rider war or more to do anything that's positive or more so to help people, and putting someone who's just pure evil and who just wants to fight no matter what, because for the sake of fighting, because like he's basically someone who's fucked up beyond redemption, and the show puts it in your face a couple times, so it just makes it so much more fun to see him actually interact with rest of the cast, other than just trying to kill them. That's what makes Ojo really fun. He's like, yeah, he's an asshole, he's like too evil, but he's still a person
Mhm.
behind that like persona he has of where he just fucks it up.
Not to mention, out of everyone's final vent, except for obviously Ryuga's, Oja's is the most similar to Ryuki's.
Yeah,
It's
with
a
the
cool.
with,
definitely
It's
the-
a
with
cool
the
visual. Yeah,
giant
long
like
as snake.
slithery thing that he jumps up
Yeah,
and
yeah.
then he shoots him out.
It's cool. It's really cool.
They're both technically reptiles too. I think. Well, just
Technically, yeah.
rabbits kind of. Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I feel like to add on to like the previous part with Oja, I feel like that's exactly what makes him fun. It's that Oja is a character who isn't three-dimensional like other villains, but that's not what he needs to be. Sure, he has like humanity to him that makes you go like, "Oh, is he redeemable?" And he goes, "Fuck you, no," and I think that's really fun. But it's just this contrast to, as you said, Shinji being pure good, Asakura being such an unpredictable menace, like an actual menace to society, is just what Ryuki kind of needed. It shows how people can be really foul for no good reason. It's a show that has so many empathizable characters. Having a dickwad be one of the main characters that has no reason to just be a dickwad. He's just an asshole,
Yeah.
and I think that's really
Yeah.
fun.
I love that about it, and I also love how it's mostly acknowledged by the cast itself too. Because during episode 19 and 23, Kanzaki Shiro himself says that his inclusion wasn't no coincidence. He wanted to actually balance the charts with including Oja, because Ryuki and Raya was taking ahead
That's
of
still so
ahead of the
funny to
war.
me. They're
It's
like, you
so
guys
good.
are a little too peaceful. Let me throw in the serial killer.
It's really funny.
It's
It's really
it's
funny.
really
I
fun.
kind of wanted to mention that too. At one point, he was the only one who actually like fought. So
Yeah.
it was a good, smart decision to get him on.
Okay. Thoughts on Tiger?
Oh,
No.
you hate me, don't you? You hate me. I have
Nah,
spent.
we're gonna get this out the way.
No,
We're gonna get...
well. Tell me your
He's
story though.
he's the god.
Hello. Testing.
Dude,
1, 2,
tell
3.
him, tell him.
Let Will talk.
Oh.
I haven't.
Actually,
I have
like Will's
spent.
opinion on him so much.
I have spent the
There,
last.
there is not a Ryuki writer I hate. I'll just say
Yeah.
that now. I
Okay,
love
yeah.
all
I
of
agree
them.
to that. There's been I spent the last weeks shitting on Taiga because Aki keeps hyping Taiga up. I think Taiga was well written. I'm not gonna lie there. Like he's really well written. I just got so upset when watching him on the first watch. Like he pissed me off so royally bad. It's good writing. It's really good writing. But I cannot stand his fake ass. I cannot stand this motherfucker.
Which one's
Yeah,
Taiga again?
It's
Uh,
the I
The
know
one
it's
who's
one of
a
my friends.
tiger-based one.
Oh,
Jojo,
the
yeah.
tiger one. Okay, I thought it was a
Tiger.
character named Taiga, and I was like,
Nah,
I,
No,
Uh,
the character's name
uh,
is Tojo or something.
yeah,
Tojo, it's
Tojo.
Tojo.
the
Uh,
thing about
He
Tiger,
has the coolest tension pose. That's so extra.
Yeah.
It's so
him
sweet.
him and Oja have the best ones. What I love about Tiger is that he's most of this character that you have. He's obsessed with the tropes of being a hero, but misunderstands the pure aspect of being a hero by
Mhm.
hyperfixating on those things.
Mhm.
That's what makes him so cool. He's like
Heroes become stronger when they lose the people they
exactly he hyperfixates on the aspect of sacrifice so much that he loses the side of sacrifice ought to be avoided, but emotional value is a thing. That's the thing about Tiger. He's so royally fucked up in the head and puts this weight on him that he actually shouldn't, that he just becomes fucked up in
Okay,
the head.
wait. The
And
chat was already warned about spoilers, right?
yeah,
No.
of course.
I mean, they're going on the Ryuki discussion. I think it's their fault if they get
Yeah.
spoiled.
Bro,
Uh,
he killed Emperor just so he could become a better hero.
it's really funny.
um
It's really funny. Yeah.
technically Oja killed him.
Oja, okay, that's such a funny thing. Oja has
I-
so many
oh
kills, some of them don't even belong to him,
Yeah,
but it's his
no.
anyway.
The thing about that is Oja kills Emperor, and then when Tiger and Oja fight the next time, Oja legit fucks with Tiger, saying, "Oh, you didn't actually kill Emperor. I was the one who got the last hit."
Dude,
And
no,
Tiger just goes crazy over
Yuki,
that.
I think, is something that's so great with like tone and impact that like when I was watching that scene, and then you just kind of see from like into the frame the Oja final vent card, and I was like, oh,
Also, Emperor's
it's
death
so
is one of the.
menacing.
It's so good. The way they handle Oja and his his aura and his impact
Mm.
is so good. I also love
Mm.
Emperor's death. It's like the best death in the entire show, probably.
I agree. There's no death other than the main one. I personally prefer Shinji's death, of course, but
Yeah.
Emperor's death, like for like the side characters, is so fucking good. I don't think I ever gave that much of a shit for a side character prior.
Uh,
He his death is so beautifully executed because you genuinely feel bad for him, and you wanna beat the shit out of Tojo at the same time, because this
Nah, he was
boss,
right
this
for that. He was right for that.
you have issues.
Somebody
Hear
in the
me out. Hear me out.
somebody in the chat said Oja and Taiga are flirting versus
I
harassment.
saw that.
Wow.
It's so true. It's so true.
I think one
Lit.
of the best deaths is Drew, Kamen Rider Torque, when he got vented
Get
by
the
Taylor.
Get out of here.
Well, I know
I
we
love
can
Juggernaut.
I know you can talk like endlessly about the story, but I also want to bring up just I do like the aesthetics of Ryuki, especially since it's in 60 FPS back when they were filming like that. And I think one of the coolest ever like finishers was Tiger's when like his beast, his
Dragging
contract.
someone across the
Yeah,
ground.
yeah, that just
It's
looks
so
really cool. Like you know it has to hurt, but
Yeah,
because they're
I
like
love
stabbed like just to get dragged,
Yeah,
and then
and
they
you know
get
what's funny?
Oh,
yes.
Ryuki has the best finisher, and it has the funniest and worst one, and that's Alternative Zero.
Oh, what?
What? I
oh,
You know,
forgot Thunder
Alternative
Zero
Zeros
existed.
is the funniest Rider finisher of all time. If nobody remembers it, look it up right now. It's probably easy.
I
on
don't remember.
YouTube.
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up live.
It's the one where his monster turns into a bike. He hops on
Oh
the
yeah.
bike and then just does a bunch of
turns,
donuts
he
towards you.
spins, he pulls that X-side. He pulls that X-side.
It is the funniest finisher of all time.
Until you
Don't
said
get-
that sentence, because I didn't get to reach the alternative episodes on my rewatch, I completely forgot about that. It left my mind. When you said the bike, like everything clicked. It's like a puzzle piece falling right into place. Oh my
Also,
god.
the concept of Alternative Zero in Ryuki is so raw. Like someone made their
Oh
own
yeah.
system.
Yeah.
Alternative. Well, I was talking to Will about Ryuki when I first finished like 2 months ago or something. They said like people don't like Ryuki, not Ryuki, don't like alternatives, and I'm like, what? They're
I had a
both
lot of
so
people
good.
like talk shit about alternatives. They just like don't like them. Say
Ah,
like, who cares about them? I
oh,
disagree
boo hoo!
personally.
Rider fans lack media literacy. What a surprise!
Stop.
Calm
That's
down.
so general. But
It's way too general.
I personally like I like the idea, the concept of the alternatives. It's just I don't feel like they had that much of an impact, which probably is the point. They're not
I
really
mean,
supposed to.
Yeah, that's the point.
Because they're
mm,
losers.
Yeah, because they're nerds that made their own
and
contract
Also,
cards.
this is me about to sound like an old head, and I'm gonna go back to OJ for a second. I I hope Geets can bring something like this, the pure rawness of a fight. But y'all remember that one fight? It was like it had Ryuki Knight, Zolda, Raya, Guy, and OJ.
I
oh,
watched
do you
it
mean
too.
the
It
one
was
that
like
1 hour
two
Guy
ago.
different
dies?
fights. It was like
Do,
two different
Yeah,
fights.
yeah.
So what? One of them were
yeah,
fighting in the warehouse, and then OJ and Zolda were just kind of fighting.
Oh yeah.
And so
yeah.
Yeah.
Zolda fought like I love that like all of them were fighting. You know, Ryuki and Raya are trying to do their peace thing, but then Zolda just finds the chance of like, wait a minute, I can use my final event and just kill everyone, get a collateral. And so he does it, and he just blows up an entire warehouse. And then once the smoke clears, and everyone's taking cover, and they have this setup that Guy just stood and took it, and then his body falls and Oja was just standing behind him. That's so
It's
raw.
really cool.
That is the
God,
coolest thing
yeah.
ever in a Rider fight. I want
Yeah.
somebody to use other people as a human shield.
It is
Oh my
really
god.
badass.
Talking about that scene in Ocean and all. It was so funny when I first watched Ryuki, right? Ocean did the thing where they where he combined like
Yeah.
the monsters, right?
Oh yeah,
And I was like,
unite them.
oh
Genocide.
cool, they're gonna
Genocide.
probably use that with other characters too, right? We're gonna see more of this. No, it was just Ocean doing
Yeah,
it,
Oja just did
Oh,
it because he's so raw.
yeah.
and
The
I was
thing
like, oh
about
cool way
the
to
thing
introduce
about
that. I can't wait to see more of this. And then no one did it ever again.
the thing about Oja is the show obviously makes him so fucking overpowered because he definitely did something to Kanzaki Shiro because like ain't no way he getting all that like all that power ups for nothing. He has
He's
three
getting them on his
monsters.
own. You see him get him.
Like he has three monsters, and he somehow also has like three different finishes too, and a combined form for all the monsters.
I mean,
Fucking
yeah, because he has
genocider.
3 monsters.
It's
I For the people out there that are not as nerdy, they actually did name the fusion form Genocide. That's actually its name. You can look
Yeah.
it up. It's actually
yeah.
Genocider.
So good.
peak form.
So this
Uh.
is less a Ryuki discussion and more like let's just cheer about Ryuki. And I'm feeling it. Like I actually, even though I don't like Ryuki, I'm feeling the whole vibe of like, yeah, isn't this cool? Isn't this cool? And speaking of, isn't this cool? Wasn't it cool with that arc of it was an Oja focused one where like I think he was hoping a little
The
girl.
boat?
I forget this
The
one.
boat.
Yeah, the one
The
I
boat,
talked
yeah.
about.
The boat.
He had a fake out redemption. I love
Yeah.
this show.
That's actually one of like that might be my favorite Ryuki arc, and I just loved
the
how
entire time Shinji is just like, guys, we need to help him, and Knight and Zola are just like, he's a fucking serial killer, Shinji. We
Yeah.
should just let him die.
And the
Yeah.
episodes
He has
before
two
that.
fake outs technically, because he also
Yeah.
has like the one who
The
got
one
sick.
with
He's
his
like, I
brother.
miss my brother. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
the one
yeah,
with his
that
brother and
too.
the boat one.
Brother thing
Uh,
was fucked up.
Okay. The thing with
Just
the
on
boat.
I think it's so cool that the lesson of the episode is that Oja is not like worth saving. Like he's just a
Yeah.
terrible person.
That's
He
like,
doesn't
that's like
care. He's
that's
insane.
that's like a thing about Ryuki. It's just it legit shows you that Oja is like a piece of shit every single chance he gets to be. It's just it's
Shinji
wild.
be like, I can fix him.
Yeah,
He
it's
really
true.
tried. He
Also,
really tried.
it's so funny. I love that Ryuki did this. I'm so glad Oja didn't have like a big writer fight death. He got exactly what he deserved as a
Swiss
as a
cheese.
human being.
Swiss
baby.
cheese.
Yes,
That is
sir.
the. Aki was talking to me like while they were watching Ryuki, and I told him, "Tell me when you get to the Swiss cheese scene," and I was like, "What the fuck do you mean Swiss cheese?" And then they DM'd me after they watched the episode.
It was so funny.
I just
But
remember
my
watching it with my mouth wide open.
Mhm.
Like, no
my
way.
favorite deaths are Swiss cheese and the cancer culture. Those are
Yes!
Oh my
Cancel culture.
gosh.
Yes!
favorite.
Hit tweet!
I
So
think
true.
I think we can do this. Ve, are you back? Are you back? Are you back with your Mickey D's? Mickey
I've
D's.
been back. I just had nothing to say. I'm sorry.
Oh my gosh.
Hello.
Okay, we'll start with you then, since you have nothing to say.
Sorry.
Fav-
No, I have.
Yes. Favorite character in
I-
Ryuki?
Oh my god.
you don't even ask Asakura.
Let's go!
Don't ask why! Don't ask why! Don't ask why!
Don't ask why.
5 minutes.
Ren and Asakura, I'd say. Don't make me
Jeez.
choose.
Oh yeah, I think Ren was a very different type of character, especially I think we needed more of Ren at that time, because when it came to Agito, a lot of the production focus for Agito was like, what if the so for those of you who can't see our Discord chat, a picture of a Sakura was just posted and he's shirtless.
He's seen of all time.
He's
Like
so
that.
fine. He is so
He
fine.
is.
Asakura is so fine.
I
Yeah.
think I lost my train of thought. I don't. Yosh, favorite
You were saying
character?
something about needing more red at the time
Okay,
about Agito.
okay, here I go. This is my time to shine. Favorite character. Promise me not to laugh.
Moody.
Tezuka.
Ooh.
Because, first of all,
I'm
I'm very
laughing.
biased because Hasei Takano follows me on Instagram. Of course, I am also biased. Second of all, I actually really loved his character. I like those like spiritual, all mysterious, gay ass fucking typing characters. So of course he stood out a lot, and I actually really liked the story he had going on with the guy. I think Yuichi he used to live with. He actually got the deck, but he didn't fight, and he died. I don't know why Tezuka chose to pick up the deck and I don't know why he did that, but I lost my train of thought. Oh god, I'm so nervous. But Tezuka is awesome. I like the
I love
things he
Tez.
does. I also love the thing he did in Rider Time Ryuki.
Where
Yeah.
he fucked
Episode
him
2, 7 minutes in.
Okay.
Episode 7 minutes in.
Okay,
Yeah,
you guys
no.
think he's a bottom or a top? Let's talk about it.
Aki.
No.
Anyway, moving on.
Ghia.
Me?
Favorite character in Ryuki?
Okay, listen. Y'all know whenever when it comes to like those Toku Twitter interaction polls of like quote with like your favorite main, secondary, tertiary, and fourth writer, I always have to lie about my answers and choose guys from different series. Because if I was really truthful, it'd just be the main fourth from this show.
True.
But my favorite character in this show, my favorite tertiary rider, Kitaoka. He's the god. Kitaoka. He's in such a weird place where it's not like he's directly impacting the story, but he has enough to do at all times that he's always interesting. And just in concept, his character, like him as a concept, is so interesting. Of this guy who, of course, pretends to just be a cocky asshole, this corrupted lawyer that sends so many people basically to like the end of their lives. But he himself is just dying slowly on the inside, and it's such a it's so cool, especially with the way he fights. He has so much personality to him. He's just so charming. He's fun. He is
I
great.
also liked
great.
He also
sorry that I
henching on
just
the boat to not kiss a woman.
True. No,
Sorry.
I kind of want to add something to that. I also really love how, when the beginning arc of him when he was with Shinji at the bathhouse thing, and Shinji was like, "Yo, why are you acting like this?" And he got like very defensive and mad over it. I love that scene so much because it shows that he's not like this because he can. He kind of, he has the sickness, and then he just wants to make the best out of it. And yeah.
That's
Oh
exactly
my
the
god, everyone's quiet. I'm
appeal of
sorry.
Kitaoka.
Uh,
No, I get it.
Chat,
Nah,
I
you
also
got that.
asked who is your favorite Ryuki writer. You can type it out too. Uh, I also want to talk about mine because mine used to be Kitaoka, because I think he was just the most fleshed out, and he actually looked really cool. He's probably like he is the coolest looking writer to me in that show.
Let's
So
go.
so
Zelda.
I'm also just kind of a fan of the slimy lawyer trope, which is all of them, lol. And
Oh,
I
the
just
best.
like that there's like this power dynamic between him being this smart lawyer type and then naive Shinji. Like you guys know that moment when they're like fighting in the mirror world, and then Kitaoka is like, "Here, use my card and you'll get like this gun," and then Shinji uses it, but it goes on top of Zolda instead. I just think moments like that are really, really good.
Him getting pissed off, that was so nice. Him getting pissed because of that was so nice.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was funny too.
Overall, the
Fucking-
dynamic with Shinji
one
no, Shinji and Kitaoka is really endearing. Like
Yeah.
he's like dumb himbo and dog.
Dumb
Yeah,
himbo and
and-
dog.
Someone said Zolda is the real Saul Goodman. This is so true.
So true. I was gonna say, the thing about Ryuki I also love is that I think the interactions are like the way interactions are written. God bless Yasuko Kobayashi, my favorite talk writer. The way interactions are written in the show, I think manages to like add such a charm to the characters themselves, because it's not more so that they go through stuff, but more so the interactions, because of the interactions they have, that they grow. Because that's an appeal of Shinji. He's such a good person that he manages to be able to make people, even though slowly, he manages to be able to make them into a better person. That's like a part of his charm for sure in the show. And the way Yasuko Kobayashi manages to write the characters and the interactions really, like shows that in a way, especially with Ren.
True.
I agree. Yeah, I agree.
Thank you,
Disagree.
guys.
F
Oh my
you,
God.
Aki.
Fuck you.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Is
I actually wrote stuff down. Oh,
Tell him.
no!
JK. I agree too. But I also wanted to mention Mitsuru is a very good character. Old me used to absolutely despise the idea of he only appearing in like 4 episodes, like barely. And I still kind of don't, but I think he is written so well to the point where it's like I can overlook it and enjoy his little mini arc as like wow, this writer war really is sad, and now look how he is. He's gone.
Yeah,
And
because
yes.
I think it managed to strike like a point in Ryuki where Emperor's death. I call him Emperor. I call everyone by their own names. The thing about Emperor is that I think he's just there to like actually remind the viewer that, oh yeah, this shit's fucked up, bro. Because like throughout throughout the show, especially like before Emperor's debut, this it becomes a bit lighthearted. You have some Toshiki Inoue episodes here and there. Everyone's kind of chilled out except the boat episode, and then Emperor comes in, and then while Emperor comes in, you also have like the alternative group with the Tiger too, and all of them coming together, it just managed to like get the show back to its original tone, which is these guys fight and these guys die. And Emperor's death being such an escapable tragedy and a perfect example of it is what made him such a good character in my eyes, because he was just there to basically give an example of how the Rider War was going to end no matter what.
Yes.
I think if I may add to this before I also go on about my favorite character, I
Um,
feel like that's one big charm for Ryuki, that every character kind of like the deaths are really important. Ryuki handles death really directly, but with a lot of like care to it.
yeah.
Every character has an ironic death. Every character dies in a kind of like the opposite of their wish, or like getting their wish granted type of way. Like Tojo dies a hero, but he's not able to savor it. I hate praising Tojo, but I hate that death, but it's
Go,
really good. It's
go.
really good. Zolda being someone that dies naturally when his whole thing was that he wanted to live forever is such a cool thing. I don't think the balls they had to do that was phenomenal. And like Shinji being, Kamen Rider Ryuki, the main guy, and his whole thing being to protect people, and dying before the show even ends is the most balls I've ever seen in a writer show. The fucking balls they had to pull that off, of letting the protagonist die in front of so many kids in 2002 in a grotesque way as fucking Ren is holding his best friend's hand. That broke my heart and I cried a little bit. And
It's
A
it's
little bit.
beautiful. It's a little bit. I didn't cry that much because I was with my friends, but God, that hit me hard. And Ren being the winner and dying still is such a fuck you to Ren in the
mm,
best writing way possible. It's really good. It's
it's
really
beautiful.
fucking good.
Yeah, it's beautiful, really, because the one thing I actually adore about Riki, which is also my favorite thing about Riki, is I think it tells a beautiful and basically a perfect story of an inescapable tragedy. Because the way Kokobayashi managed to put all of this together is that everyone who is in it has to fight. That's like the selling point of the show. If you want to survive, you have to fight, and
You
it's
said the line
shown in so
backwards.
many. Fuck you, same thing, bro.
You had to fight to survive. You had to fight to survive.
Come on. The thing about the show, like you have like the motivation of everyone. Ran has to fight for his girlfriend. Kitoka has to fight for himself to live in every way possible. Oja's a bitch. And you have Shinji who wants to save everyone, and you have all of these like circulating, and the plot itself, the writer itself being constructed in such a way that they have to fight all the time, which is what makes it such a good story about inescapable tragedy. I love it.
Rue.
Disagree.
It's that's exactly it. Oh.
Oh, pop
I'm
off,
about to
Marcus.
say slurs. Damn.
Oh no!
Lucky you
Uh,
can't say that on the
I'm
stream.
joking.
Lucky.
The little thing I wanted to bring up is uh I also have deep thoughts about the characters, but I don't want to talk about them because I'm not eloquent enough. But I want to point out that on a production note, I think the style of the way they shot Ryuki is so pretty. Like the way they framed the shots and set up the camera, like some of the shots are so artistic. Like you can see that there was so much thought behind how they made the shots look like. And I think two shots that I still have in mind are the one where Kitaoka is like right before dying. I think it's this like episode where he dies, and it's like this beautiful shot, and he like is in his office and looks like to the window, and he's like, "Oh, looks like the weather is going to be bad." I think it's my Twitter banner, and the one of
Aw.
uh and there's also one of Yui standing in like these branches, and there's like all the monsters around her, and just the way they used lightning and framed the shots is so beautiful to me. I don't know. I keep thinking about it, and what I found sad is that for Rider Time Ryuki, there was nothing of that really in
Yeah, that's
like
Fuck
in
Rider
it.
Time.
And it made me sad because I was like, "Oh, Rider Time! I'm gonna see my people again." And then the framing and the shooting is just not the same. Like I get it because it's like 20 years later and stuff changes, but they could have
It's a
like at
different
least like
production. It's a different show.
yeah yeah
yeah.
no yeah it
Ghia,
just made me
Ryuki.
sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Like,
because the original had so much style with the way they shot
Mm.
things, and then I was like, damn, this looks sad. Like it wasn't
Hey,
bad, but it was not the good thing that I was used to.
I know a lot
Yeah,
of people do like to only talk about that thing when it comes to Rider Time Ryuki.
gay sex.
But honestly, as I've rewatched it a bunch of times because I've always gone back and forth on it. But I genuinely do think Rider Time Ryuki is good side content for Ryuki.
Tell
Just
him.
past the gay sex, right?
Tell him.
It
Tell him.
actually
I think that was the best part, ironically.
it does
Unironically,
it does have a lot to actually just give for the characters of specifically Shinji, Ren, and Asakura. And it's cool to see, but you tell me it's not cool to see Goro transform as Zelda and then fight him.
is.
Like it's
Mm.
it's it's it's
They
it's
do him really
amazing.
dirty in episode 3. They
So
do him really
cool.
dirty. He should have. Asakura should not have survived
It's
that.
really fun. It does and it does give some of the old vibes from the actual show. It's not supposed to be like I don't know exactly like the show, and it's
Of
not
course.
really supposed to be
Mm.
canon. Really, I don't consider it canon, but
Same.
it's still just it's fun. It's just fun.
Mm.
Well, I really liked I don't know, you can say like in whatever way you want. But I really liked that Ren died this time, like second to last. Because in the main series it was Shinji obviously, and then it was Ren. I don't know. I like that contrast that
It's a
they
reversal of roles,
both
basically.
got to
like
die one time.
I like that he looked up at Gates and they just put Pipa into his fucking clothes. I screamed.
Oh my
Like,
god.
there's
It
no
was a
way
really
he
funny
just
scene.
fucking did that. I like that they played into the joke of them, I don't know, kind of looking alike. That was
Mm.
But yeah,
insane.
yeah.
Uh,
If I
wait,
may,
Willow,
yeah,
I was gonna. We didn't talk about the favorite writers thing. I think you should say that.
yeah.
Oh.
Firstly, I also want to add to the shots really quick. Firstly, uh, our
We're
live
never
life
gonna
is
get
just
to y'all's favorite writers.
We're never. But Alive Alive is such a beautifully shot opening. It's one of the few openings I have never skipped if I wasn't in a time crunch like today, where I had to watch most of Ryuki today. And such a good opening because I like the scene where the chorus kicks in as you see Shinji as Ryuki like slowly like moving around this like mirror room, which is I'm really want to know how they set it up. I love how it's like slowly revolving along with the camera and Shinji. It's really cool. Or the scene where Yui is surrounded by mirrors and it's like kind of like rotating around as well. I really love those scenes. I love how they sync with the music. It makes me really emotional every time, and the lyrics are beautiful. A beautiful compliment to the directing of it. It's really good. I really love Alive Alive. It's such a good opening. But yeah, my favorite character, because let's get that out of the way really quick. It's probably Kitaoka, even though I really like Oja. Kitaoka is a character that resonates so much with me. The character of Kitaoka being again this sleazy lawyer as everybody else described, and plus I'm also like an Inoue stan, so I have to choose Kitaoka. His debut was an Inoue, is an Inoue episode. Kitaoka being the sleazy lawyer that has so much more to him, and the fact that we can see his kind of chill, laid back role snap when like Shinji accidentally hits a nerve a lot of the time is really cool. And I love how he, much like Ren, has a similar arc of him slowly realizing he's not that great of a guy, and instead choosing to instead of worry about like, oh, but I'm dying, he's like, am I living my best life right now? And making the most of it, saying, yes, my life is good. I had a good life. I had fun. Sure, I'll die now, but I enjoyed it. And I really like that. And I really like Goro because I see them as like one character because they are so like intertwined It's kind of how I see Shotaro and Philip as one character. These two are such a good duo. They complement each other so well. And Kitaoka being someone who can only really rely on Goro, and even like the scene, if you guys remember, in like shortly after Sakura debuts, where Asakura kidnaps Goro, and you see like Kitaoka knows that like, Goro will be fine, but he still gets worried, but he cannot like like go help Goro because that will put him in danger. I love that scene. I love how Ren tells him, "What the fuck? He's like your subordinate. What the fuck? You're gonna let him like die?" And Kitaoka just tells him, "What the fuck do you want me to do?" I really like that. I really like Kitaoka and Goro's dynamic. Also, for the for the people in the chat that have not listened to it, there's a CD box that's also available on Spotify where you can see the insert themes of Goro and Kitaoka that have like a together theme called Dear Friend. There's I think the translation for Zelda's theme, which is Unerasable Rainbow, and there's the full version of Ren's theme, which we can only hear like once, which is Lonely Soldier. And Asakura's theme, Spinning Around. They're all really good and give us really good insight into the characters.
Tell him, well. I was gonna say, yeah, Kitoko's cool. I think what I really like about Kitoko is just this type of dude who's more so, I can't afford to live for others because I'm fucking dying. I like that aspect of him a lot because you see, and some in some episodes you also see him more so stop being like that for the sake of others. He actually does go to help Goro. The episode where Inoue wrote episode 30, I'm pretty sure episode 30 where he's with that girl who was his secretary before Goro and stuff like that. Seeing stuff of him being like that actually made me like him a lot because he's just most of this dude. He's just this dude who's dying, so he actually wants to make the best of it for himself. It's fucking great writing and adds to and it adds a lot that Inoue writes him, and is great. Love Inoue. Um, yeah, I was gonna say that for my favorite writer. Um, I I'm not gonna say Tiger because Tiger's like kind of fucked up. I like Ren a lot.
You like who?
Ren Knight. I think I really like characters who are more so embodiment of moral dilemmas, and Ren I think actually captivates that to basically a perfection, especially with how the show treats it. Uh, when the episode where he's about to kill Guy but can't for like a split second, and then basically has a breakdown in the middle of the street, and Shinji and Raya Tezuka carry him to home, and he just kind of feels like shit because he's a person who doesn't fight for himself, so he doesn't have most an excuse. He fights for his for this person who he loves. He has to fight for to make sure they're alive. And because Ren is built like that, he has to make decisions. He has to force himself to make these decisions that forces moral compass to the extreme, and you see it in his face so many times. And you see it even more the more he hangs out with Shinji, someone who's pure good, someone who always does the best for everyone around him. And like the contrast between seeing those things is just so fun, especially with you know the episode where Ran's girlfriend wakes up and literally says to Ran that you look softer because he hung out with Shinji all the time, and
Yeah.
he actually became a better person. This is the type of stuff that I love about Ryuki. It feels human on that regard because everyone rubs off on you. The more like if you
Yeah.
hang out with them so many times, they rub off on you. It makes it so human on that aspect. I love it.
Mm. Overall, Ryuki is a really human season, I think.
It
Like, it's
is.
probably one of the most human seasons. Every character is written to be leaning on realism, except for Sakura, who is purposefully the opposite because it adds kind of
Yeah,
the scary
it adds
factor.
to the
But like everybody
narrative.
else is
Yeah,
so human, and that's what makes him really fun.
yeah.
What also is really fun that I've also had in mind, and I don't have a good segue, is the power balance of Ryuki. Because because every character doesn't fall behind. Asakura can beef with Night Survive and have a decent chance. Sure, like
Yeah.
Ren has a better chance, but like Asakura can beef with him, and it can genuinely work out for him. Or Zolda. Zolda is like the powerhouse. He never gets much stronger than the rest of them. He actually gets weaker because Kitaoka has fucking
Yeah.
cancer. But like the thing is, like Kitaoka has consistently been the powerhouse of Ryuki. So he just gun, final event, and everyone dies if they don't run away. And I think that's the fun part. Zolda doesn't get disrespected. He may be the weakest up close. He may have the lowest like power when it comes to just himself and his gun. But then when he busts out the final event, no matter where we are in Ryuki, Ryuki cannot just say, "Oh, I can tank it." They run. They all run because they cannot do anything against Kitaoka. He wins if they don't run. And that's the fun part. Like every character is balanced around each other. Tezuka is not weak. He just got outplayed. Guy got trolled. Emperor got trolled. And Tojo died from a car.
Yeah, I do agree there is a power balance, but I do love the possible power balance of like everyone's finisher could take out like one guy, and then there's just Zelda.
Oh, Zelda. The thing I
Like
love
it's the
that.
trade-off of him like preferring to not really fight up close and be a projectile guy.
Yeah.
Here's
Like
the
we also
thing,
see how like
yeah.
Kifka is up close. Like when Goro, who didn't know, he's not good with range. He got beaten up so bad by Asakura because Zelda does not have any like melee capabilities beyond punch. And I think that's cool. It's a very good balance. He's the zoner character in a fighting game.
Yeah, it's so cool,
Uh,
and like, that's also Go on, Josh.
no. You finish that first.
Go
Sorry.
on.
Man, I just wanted to ask if I can be a little annoying again and talk about Tezuka again because I actually collected my thoughts and got up only cringe fail moments on
Homophobia.
Marcus' channel.
Is this where is this the part where I say that Asakura is hot?
Oh
Yeah.
no.
I thought we were up already. Yeah, come on, contain yourself.
If
So
I only
funny, though.
had 5 minutes.
No,
Five
why do you know about this joke?
5 minutes.
I wish I was
I
a
only have
fish.
5 minutes.
Is it like
Dude.
all running again?
Let me refresh my page and then
Refresh the page. We back, let's go.
way back. Let's
Oh,
go.
it's
Here's
working, it's working.
Asakura-san!
Oh,
It's working.
Ver, thank you for letting chat know that it crashed.
Yeah, I
Also,
I
what the
hope fixed
fuck?
all that.
Little eraser?
Wait, sorry, I just didn't see.
Oh,
Wait,
First
well,
thing
you.
is Asakura's hot. Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, yeah, 5 minutes.
Yep.
Okay,
5 minutes.
can I
Yes,
try to
yes,
attempt
you
holding
have the
my
mic.
speech again? Oh my god, okay. Tezuka. Oh god. I wrote down that he's an amazing character, kind of symbolizing grief. And you know, he had Yuichi back then, who originally was supposed to be Raya. He didn't fight. He got eaten by his monster and left Tezuka all alone. And later in the show, that monster comes back and reminds him of what happened. And from that point on, you can kind of see a change in his character because he got reminded of it all, and he's a little mad. And later on, like minutes before his death, like in the show, minutes before his death, Shiro gave him this wrong idea of why Yuichi died and like his thought process, which only weakened Tezuka more because he was. I feel the fight that happened before Tezuka died, he didn't fight at all. I feel like he was just kind of lost in thought because in his dying moments he just goes, "Ah, I can finally understand why Yuichi did that now," and he died. Not just in a way changing Shinji's fate, but he also died understanding Yuichi a little more, and I think that is absolutely beautiful. And it, for personal reason, this like little arc also hits very close to home. So
Mm.
yeah,
I
Tezuka.
agree completely.
So many
I
people
think.
are saying
Yep.
Dragon Knight. Oh my god,
Damn.
You're not
I feel
balling.
like they want to trigger something here. Sorry, I had to throw that in.
Thank you for the
But yeah, for
donation, Seth Inflamed. I like Dad Bot Oja too.
Double
So,
my beloved. But yeah, as the thing you said with Tezuka, I agree, and I think kind of like fits an overall theme with Ryuki, of like when characters waver, they kind of like eventually reach their end, and you see them kind of having a thought process. You get to see the thought process before they die, mostly.
Yeah,
And yeah.
No, go on, go on. I didn't know.
Okay,
I
yeah,
didn't have anything to say. I was just so happy that
okay.
you finally
Uh,
talk about this.
yeah, I get it, cause Tezuka mostly. I'm gonna praise Tezuka because I watched the episodes like an hour before the stream.
Same,
Tezuka is
yeah.
so good because you see him flinch, he wavers, and that's why he dies. And the thing is, you see him doubt. Actually, something I really like. I want to establish it before I go on. Is how Tezuka, even though we don't get to see everything about him, there is more to him that we got to see. And I think my favorite part of that is how when Shinji and the auntie just go to fucking Tezuka and they're like, I don't think your predictions are real. I don't believe in them. You see him get like car. you s- you see him get a bit irked.
Yeah.
He get, I'm telling you, increase your sensitivity for weeks, man. But yeah, you see him get a bit irked. You see him get like upset, but he doesn't snap at them because it's Tezuka. He's not a violent person, but you can tell he's upset when that happens. And I think that's the really fun part about Tezuka. Him wavering there and his insecurities getting to him is what kind of caused his death. But in a way, he also finds beauty in it because his death means that Shinji gets to live, and it's really fucking cool. It's really cool that Tezuka, in his final moments, he didn't, as you said, he didn't like fall for what Shiro told him of like he died in regret. He died in bliss. He died peacefully, knowing he has changed fate. He got what he wanted, even though it meant his death. And I think that's really cool. It applies to every other character, much like how Jun kind of thought, oh, I can get away with doing whatever. He got cocky. He thought, oh, it's just a game, and then he got played. uh, or like it happens there. Every character, the wavers like that much ends up losing, except Shinji, who him wavering is seen as a growing experience instead of a fuck up. And I think that's really cool. I really like that about Ryuki. What I also like about Ryuki, that's my another segue, and my hot take is I like the other ending. I think another ending is better than the original one. I like Fem. I like Ryuga. I think they're both really fun characters. I think they're some of the best movie writers ever. And I think it's a better ending than the original one because I actually understood that one.
So true. I was gonna
I'm not
say,
even gonna call the original ending bad. I just don't get it.
I
uh,
like it.
I like both. I was gonna say I like episode final more because in that one, Hideko actually gets to go on a date with Reiko. It's cute.
I also really like Fem. Like Fem and Shinji have like a really cute dynamic. He's
The
so
way
stupid.
the way they ate cotton ice cream.
Mm, and
That's
and
still
I
my
feel like
favorite fun fact ever. Sorry.
it's
Yeah.
really cute. No, it's really cute. I agree. I think something I really like, that my favorite part of the entire movie is the final bit where Ren, we get a lot of insight on Ren, where Ren tells Shinji that he never had the need for a best friend, but if he had to choose one, he would say that Shinji is the only person that has managed to make a friend out of him. And that moment made Shinji's death so much sadder in my mind because when you have the realization Shinji is Ren's only friend, like the only person Ren really has ever cared for in such a strong way that's not his girlfriend or Yui. It hurts so much to see. Like the fucking scene where he goes like, kiddo, kiddo, kiddo. It hurts so bad.
Mm.
Ryuki is cruel.
Rook is
But
right. I was also gonna say I like episode final law because it also does this thing where with Ryuga's inclusion, the story managed to become a lot more personal one for Shinji himself, which I think adds a good bit of depth to the depth of Shinji and to the story of Ryuki because if Shinji was hanging out with uh Yui as a child, she wouldn't have died, and if she wouldn't have died, the whole Rider thing wouldn't have happened. Which I think makes the story a lot more personal for Shinji, which I like. But I like it either way because it's also said in the show that Shinji fights because he thinks it's right, not because of like a moral obligation he has. Because he just thinks it's the right thing to do, which like just it's like a thing where you can pick whichever you like. I like that a lot about that too. It's
Hmm,
just it's just a really nicely written show overall. Ryuga is really cool.
I agree. Ryuga is so cool. I wish he was in the main show, but I'm not complaining that he wasn't because the pacing of the show is really good regardless.
Pacing of the
But
show and the budget.
Mm,
Ooh.
but I can't believe Ryuga is locked behind that one really good movie.
He shows up in like every piece of side content now because they love Ryuga.
Thank God Ryuga is popular. Otherwise, I would be so sad. Imagine being a 2002 kid, finding out Ryuga exists. I'm sure like some kid in the playground didn't watch the movie and thought you were lying about the dark Ryuki, and then like you have no content to prove with it because I don't think he even got toys for a long while. So the
like
only proof you had is the movie, and if the kid didn't watch it, Ryuga is not real.
sorry,
Let me
it's like old ass creepy pastas that used to get passed around like playgrounds like by
some,
word.
oh my god,
Evil
some kid
Shinji
takes it.
creepy pasta is real and canon.
No,
He's
some
like
kid
evil
takes a
Ryuki, dude.
some
Yeah.
kid takes a picture in their fucking theater and then passes it around saying it's like a leaked thing.
It
Yeah.
would be like it would be on a Nokia phone, like a flip
Yeah,
phone,
yeah.
like in like 2 pixels.
Yes. Oh.
It's like those
And
fucking old ass web kids creepy pastas.
imagine being a 2002 kid and the only piece of content you had Ryuga in is that fucking movie. Actually, I think he was also in like barely featured in like the like other thing that was like the little specials they had.
13
My
Riders.
dog is stretching really loud. I think he wants. Is he wants? Do you want this shit? What do you want? What,
Oh man.
1 second.
Yeah, I'll take the microphone. Well, what was Will saying? Oh yeah, Ryuga's cool.
I'll
I'm sorry.
take the microphone.
F you, Aki.
Take
Well,
the mic.
what did I?
Something-
I love Marcos.
Something I wanted to bring up, and I ultimately do listen to other songs more, but I feel like Ryuki just has a solid like list of songs.
It
Like
does.
there's no song in Ryuki I really hate or dislike at all. It's either I think they're okay or that they're really fucking good. Like there's no bad song in Ryuki to me.
What's your
Oh.
thought on Zelda's theme? Because I know a lot of people don't like it, but I personally love it
I
because it
need to
sounds like.
listen to it again. I haven't listened to it in a bit.
I think you
But
should. I think
fucking
it's really funny. 'Cause-
Boundless Life
Mhm.
and Revolution, those are my shit. Oh my
so
god.
good, so good, so good. Hidaga's
Some
theme
of
is
the
so
best
funny.
insert songs ever for a
They
writer.
are, they are. I cry. I don't know if you saw my tweets on the timeline today. I teared up when Boundless Life started playing because I got so emotional because I thought it was such a good song.
Wait, but isn't Kitaoka's the one he sang himself? He sung himself.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
it's Hidaga's theme sounds like him going to karaoke and having a fun time.
Yeah, we
It's so
Oh,
goofy.
you mentioned it.
God,
there's a reason some of these people are actors and not singers.
Oh yeah, but talking
no,
about
it's so
Ryuki
cute
songs.
though.
Not Tetrafang
It's
though.
okay.
Not Tetrafang, baby.
Have you
Uh,
guys?
well,
Have you guys? Did you even know that Sakura sings his own theme, and it is one of the cheesiest things that's in that album. Because for one,
Spinning
it's a
around?
Sakura. Like you wouldn't expect him to sing the serial killer, and then he's singing like I love killing people. Ha ha
Yeah,
ha.
I remember because the lyric is getting
did
high in my mind.
Ha.
As he describes being the shit out of people. It's cool though. It's a really cool insight into the character, even though it's really stupid.
Oh, I
It's
just
pretty.
had to remember the X8 thing we watched together recently, where he
Oh
just
my
ate the fish
god.
and
Shout out,
Oh,
beat
yeah.
shout out to
the shit out of
Sakura
someone.
putting.
Shout out to
Can
Sakura
Can I
X8.
just throw something in real quick, like
Yeah.
on topic of the music? Because something that is so overlooked that it pains me is the game soundtrack. And there's this
Oh my
one song.
god.
No, don't giggle! Don't you dare giggle! It's so good. Chancer,
So true.
it's amazing.
I
It's
haven't
amazing.
listened to the game soundtrack. I cannot tell you.
Yo,
You have to.
I'm-
I'm like
Yo.
shaking you right now. You have to listen to it.
Yosh, I'm the only person here who listened to it. Why are you yelling at me?
Yeah. I keep telling everyone to listen to it, but no one believes me until I like actually force it upon them. But it's
I
good, I
believe-
swear.
I believe you. I believe you. I'll
Thank
listen to it after the stream.
Yeah, that game is mega too. Shout out to Kamen Ryuki, the game for the PS1. I think
True. It gave me carpal tunnel.
I remember.
Really, I've been playing Dragon Knight on the DS. That's the real game that needs to be at Evo.
Wow.
That
You're
shit needs
so
to be at
right.
Evo. That game
Damn it.
crazy.
Can we get Bolin in here? Shout out to Bolin, the Dragon Knight dude.
No, shout out to not balling.
Bowling,
Shout
your
out
enemy.
to Icon who's watching this right now.
Yeah, I
Woo.
wanted to do that, but I thought it was gonna be VM. Shout out to Icon. I saw the tweet. I think I liked it.
Okay,
Ma-
so
making the K-pop thingy. Right.
I think
Huh?
I think what we really needed was, since there's a mirror Shinji, there should have been a mirror Sakura, but he's just really happy and loves his friends, and
That would have been insane. Even more insane than the fucked up one.
Why doesn't that work? Hold up. What the fuck?
It's because you accidentally
Look at
removed the
that funky
fucking
picture,
first
I
colon.
didn't.
Ollie.
Nah. I didn't. I swear. Nah. Okay.
oh,
Okay.
he does that. He does the heart thumb thing.
Hey guys, and then it does the heart face. Love you guys. Heart face.
Okay. Who out of Ryuki would be in a boy band, like a
Me.
K-pop idol? Band?
Me.
K-pop.
Tag
Yeah,
yourself.
Marcus, we should make a K-pop idol band.
I feel like Ryuki has a shitty band. I feel like I feel like Shinji would have like a shitty garage band in college, in high school.
But
He
it's
has
just
not
only
good
him
college.
drumming on some fucking
One man band. He has like this shitty like this one man band kits. He would. He would.
Mirasakura scares me more than the serial killer. That's what I am saying.
But God, I love Ryuki. It's such a good show. I I often forget how much I love it until I rewatch it. I'm like, wow, what a good show.
Wait,
Uh,
we talked about favorites. Who's you guys' least favorite?
You.
Oh, I
F
don't
you,
think. Okay,
Alfie.
can I start with this? Because oh my. Okay.
We lost.
So
Oh no.
we lost Taki. Okay, no.
Uh,
The thing about me and Ryuki is that I don't really have least favorite writers. I only have a writer I'm very mad about, and that is Werder. Because
Oh yeah.
Oh, like
the
I keep calling him
chameleon
Camel.
guy,
I keep calling him Camel.
the camel.
Is it because he beats you in the fucking video game? Is that why? Is it because he beats
No,
you up in the video game?
hey! That's embarrassing. Don't mention that.
Verde has such a good suit. I
Yeah,
love him.
he has such a great suit. And first of all, he's a movie writer. Second of all, the guy himself fucking
I don't
sucks.
think he
I
was
don't
even
like
a
that
movie
guy.
writer.
He was a special writer. He was like in the
He's a-
Special
he's
writer.
not even a
Sorry,
movie
sorry, I forgot. I
Not
keep
even a-
mixing up the 13th writers and the.
And he
Yeah.
has a funny finisher.
Yeah, but the fucking when he just took Tezuka and fucking slammed it on the floor and his legs were just standing up for like a minute until he just fell down. It was so insane. And
Oh.
I'm so mad that he's just a special writer and that the actual like guy sucks.
Also, guys, is it actually pronounced Ved? I always thought his name was Ved. Like
It's-
I thought he was.
It's like, you know, it's the Spanish word for green, verde.
Yeah.
I thought it was
Yeah.
like the. I thought it was like the French
Matthew
word. It was
enlightened
like,
me today.
And
thought
you
it
know,
was
he's
Ved.
green. You know, green suit.
Yeah,
green
I thought it
name.
was Ved because like I thought like I'm pretty sure like Ved in French is
That's
is
just
green.
like there.
It's
I-
also
it,
Okay,
can-
cool.
it,
Nah,
can-
nah.
it can be either or. Doesn't matter.
It's like it's
Verde.
the same name.
Or
Same
I'm
name.
using like two things. It doesn't matter really.
It's Ved no law actually, but Ved is actually probably my least favorite writer because like he's like the only one that doesn't have anything really interesting going on
Yeah.
aside from the fact that he killed Tezuka.
That's why I'm so mad. They could have
That
done
ain't-
so much cool shit with him, but
He was
they just
also a
suck.
funny businessman.
But like we
I
have,
don't
we
care
have
about
Kitaoka. We have Kitaoka. He does that.
Yeah.
Like and killing Tezuka ain't even shit because Oja did that too. What is he
I mean-
special for?
Fucking-
While we're on the name thing, did you guys also know that Mitsuru's writer is actually Impala, but in Japanese katakana it's Impara, which is also like Emperor, which also sounds like emperor, which means I made this mistake for 5 years and didn't realize until recently.
Hey, shut up! It's
Whoa.
Kamen
Oh,
Rider
boy.
Impaler.
Oh,
shout out
my
to
bad.
Shout out to Impaler, guys.
Shout out to Emperor Rick.
True.
Emperor
I
is so cool. He's one of my favorite suits in Ryuki.
Some would argue he's the only good writer in Ryuki too.
Yeah,
Some
that's
would
me.
argue-
Tell him. Tell him.
Who's some? Who is some? I want to have a little chat.
I'm some.
Get
Emperor
out of
Rick.
here.
Shout out Emperor Rick.
Oh God, love that.
He is not the only good writer in Ryuki.
Emperor Rick, the only dude who only watches the first episodes of the Sentai.
Oh my
But yeah,
God.
Ryuki.
Ryuki sucks. I hate it.
How dare you? Anyway, Dragonite's a lot better, guys.
Shut
Is it?
up.
I don't know how to
No,
watch it.
it's not.
Yeah,
I've
like
seen
it's
It
actually
is
seen
fun.
one.
genuinely not.
It's actually
I've
worth
seen like
watching.
one
This is a
episode.
Ryuki discussion. Marco, stay on topic with your
Well,
content.
Real.
well,
It's basically the same
well.
thing. Go on, Ver.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to say that I've seen one episode of Dragon Knight, and it was in the German dub because I wanted to see what what Kid Taylor would sound like in German, and
I still need to watch that.
it was
Oh
so
my
terrible.
God.
They used the same 3 voice actors that they use for every German dub ever.
Oh my God.
Wow.
It was.
Of course.
I think they showed it on Nickelodeon or something here. I have no
Really?
idea. I never saw it. But
Wow.
they showed it here, so
Right.
there's a dub. It's really hard to find, but it is there, and it's a really silly thing to think about that there's
Yeah.
like a German Kamen Rider dub. That's what I
Well,
wanted to add. It was terrible.
also,
Wait, no,
Yeah.
also
no, no,
shout
no.
out to. I
No,
was
shut
just
him
gonna
out.
say,
Shut him out. Shut him out.
shout out to Ryuki Arabic opening. It's a bop.
It's true. That's true. It's real. There is an Arabic. There is an Arabic opening of Kamen Ryuki.
There's
Uh,
apparently also Arabic dub. Shout out to that too.
yeah, true.
Yeah.
Also, this is a Dragon Knight thing, but like I have no idea what goes on in that. It's a bit of a Dragon Knight spoiler apparently. But I found that they use their Yuga suit a lot as a
Yes.
super form for Ryuki. I think they even changed. It's not even a super form. It's a different rider that
Yeah,
Ryuki
Onyx.
becomes. Kamen Rider Onyx. How cool is that?
Yes.
It's like the Weezer song. How cool is that?
Yeah,
Come
so
on.
much better than what Ryuki
Shut
did.
up. Stop talking, bro.
It
I
is
love
so
Weezer.
good. Yeah, Dragon Knight's
He
fantastic.
kinda
Mm.
looks like he should be flipping burgers.
Willow.
I
You
love
look-
it. Yeah.
You
we
look like
should-
you should be flipping burgers.
Willow, we should watch the Japanese dub of Dragon Knight together. That would be
Do- Okay, why? It's so counterproductive.
I guess my last thing about Dragon Knight is I think it's actually really cool that in the Japanese dub they still say Kamen Rider instead of Henshin. I personally really like that. So
It's cute.
God, they do that.
Also,
Kamen Rider.
But why do they?
Also,
It's so silly when they say Kamen Rider.
Kamen
I
Rider.
agree,
Also,
silly.
Imagine when
also,
the Power Rangers morph and went Power Rangers.
I'm down. I think that sounds cool.
Super Sentai.
yeah.
We'll go hard.
No, hell no.
I was gonna
Bonder.
say
Beetle
also
Blast.
Strike, aka Ultra in Dragon Knight, is voiced by Tomokazu Sugita, aka Kiwato. Shout out to that.
Oh, Joseph is Oja? How cool.
Yeah, it's so cool, dog.
Fucking
Wow.
hell, why is it Strike
You
such
guys
a
like
generic name?
Kiva.
Kamen Rider.
This is a Ryuki discussion.
We mentioned
Yeah.
Dragon Knight. Should you answer
Exactly,
it?
that's what I'm saying. But Marco's
Knight's
over
least-
here.
Over
here being
at
a
least it's
loser.
connected in a way. Ugh.
These.
Ver,
What is wrong with you?
Yeah, me.
Yeah.
final thoughts on Ryuki.
Okay. It took me ages to finish it, but that's like my own personal problem because I always watch like the first like 20 episodes and then I let it be for half a year and then I pick it up again. So I don't. I remember the first few episodes, but I didn't completely. But even if I picked it up again, I had so much fun watching it. It was a fun watch. I really loved the way they styled people, and shout out to Ore Journal. I forgot her name, but the girlie with the hair, loved her.
Shimada-san.
Mira or the other one?
Shimada-san.
Uh,
I love her. Her
Shimada-san,
movie with the
Shimada.
lizard. Oh, I'm gonna cry.
It's a really enjoyable season, and I think the suit designs still hold up with the I don't know. I think they still hold up well, and it's is it my favorite season? No, but it's in like top 3, I would say. Good
Mhm.
season.
Okay.
Really enjoyed it.
it's very good season.
Marcos. It's okay. Yosh.
Awesome.
Me. I have a lot of thoughts about Ryuki, but overall, I enjoyed it a lot. I don't even know if I would call it my favorite show. It's good. It made me think a lot, which is a big factor. So I think I would also put it on my top 3. And I also can't believe Muri Hasei Takano did that in Rider Time Ryuki episode 2. Ghia.
True. Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
Ghia. Ghia.
Well,
Why you
Oh,
talking
final
Ryuki?
thoughts?
Final
what
thoughts?
did it,
Final thoughts?
I can never tell when someone says yeah or Gia. They kind of sound similar over a Discord mic. But
Yeah.
Sorry.
shut up! Don't do this to me. Don't mess with me. Don't target me.
Yeah,
Shut
final
up.
thoughts.
My final thoughts. Ryuki is always the beloved in my heart. Even when I was on my Kuga phase of being the biggest Yusuke Godai dick rider, it's still only my second favorite because Ryuki is the fave of my heart. It's what I started with, but before back in 2016, before even X8 started airing, I finished Ryuki and then I started watching X8 when it started coming out live. Ryuki has been my baby girl for 7 years. I've been in the pain. It's almost been 10 years. That's crazy to me.
Oh
That
my
I've loved this show. It's so good. Good suits, good fights, good story, good characters, good actors, good music. Like it has everything I could ever want, and I love this show.
Mm,
Ooh, very concise. Very cool. Uh, I need to look at your names on the side. I can't tell just by the icon.
Will.
Will.
So
Will.
Yeah.
Will.
I will drop all my hot takes now because
Let's
no one can stop me.
go!
Uh,
10 out of 10.
I think Ryuki, even though I'll disappoint the crowd here, it's not in my top 3. It's in my top 6. It's my 6th favorite season, maybe 5th. I'll think about it. But it's a really good season regardless. Its themes of humanity are really cool. Characters grew on me a lot in my brief rewatch for this discussion, which I'm really thankful for. I will say that Ryuki's Gimp was good. Uh, and
Talk your shit. Talk your shit.
I'm gonna talk my shit. The battle royale here is actually fun. The riders fighting each other have such good motivations. Like actually get explained in the show. Uh, all the characters are good. Even Scissors was surprisingly good. I did not expect that on my rewatch. That I would love him so much. He's such a fun guy. I love Scissors. Shoutouts to Scissors. And shoutouts to all my Scissors fans. And the one manga that's like is like, guys, let's check alternate universes. Here's a universe where Scissors wins. Oh, there is no such thing. I guess Scissors never wins. Shout out to that manga. Um, what else? Ryuki banger. Ryuki OST banger. Ryuki designs banger. I don't know who the fuck had the idea of let's put animals, slight magic and cards with vents. Who the fuck thought ventilation was the play? But good on them. The suits look beautiful.
I am Vento.
And Asakura is my baby girl. He is so fine. Okay, you can go on now.
Next! Sorry, I'm being a hater.
Aki.
I like it when men argue. That's my catchphrase for the night. I was gonna
You
say,
said it
I
once.
think, yeah. Still, leave me be. This is like how when a writer's insert theme plays once and never again, that type of thing.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, yeah, Ruki's cool. I think it's like top 5 or top 6 for me. I like everyone in it. They be duking it out sweaty style sometimes. Yeah, I don't have anything else. I said a lot.
Let's go.
Okay,
Um,
so
Anticlimactic, my bad.
Will
thank
was just like with the hot takes. Will was just like ticking off the final things of the fucking bingo.
Yeah.
thank you
Oh
for
yeah,
the
we made
donations.
another bingo.
Thank you
I almost
for
forgot my hatred for Gaim.
stuff.
Fuck on.
My hot take is that Ryuki is $115 better than Dragon Knight.
True,
Tell
Uh-huh.
it is true.
Isn't that the money Ballin got
Yep.
you merged
Yep.
with?
Yep.
The money I made him lose.
Ryuki's so good. Heart emoji.
I was also going to say Tiger is the real hero of Ryuki. Look out for my video essay on that.
Invented.
No. Fuck.
Marcus,
Stop taking
come
off the
off, come
bingo!
off.
I'm really glad none of us made an Among Us joke this whole time.
Why would
I
we?
can't. I
You know,
can't
why would we
disgrace
make
the
an
goat
Among Us?
like that.
Marcus, people grow up. People
I
mature it. You know,
That's
Among
sussy.
Us is funny.
Are you the imposter?
They venting. Oh my god,
Yeah,
fire
they're
venting.
venting.
I saw
Can
Ryuki
I add
vent.
one last thing? I think it was insane. When Asakura pushed Emu's face into like a trash can full of broken glass.
So fucked
Tell 'em,
up.
baby
That
girl.
was, that was
Come on, you're
insane.
late. You're late. You're fucking late. I'm upset.